course, she can't assume anything, and just because she was great the last session doesn't mean she is great today. Of course, you're always great, but now you are great in your worry and anxiety. Let's not make you race around in a very bad canter and teach you different muscle memory for a bad canter is really something you want to avoid. You are a good girl. Duh. I know. It's just that kind of a day, isn't it? You are a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You are a good girl. Yes, you are. Especially with a young horse like her, it's not always great to give her too much choice because that can get her anxious. I like to do as much as I can at Liberty, but when it turns out that Liberty is just not an option, I switch back to online. Very good. Good girl. And just that she now knows what is expected of her makes it easier for her. She's not as anxious anymore as she was at Liberty. Her head is low, her tail is not coming up. And she's not racing around like an idiot. Very good. You are a good girl. The deer fly are starting to show up, which is another thing to work around. You are a good girl. So given how anxious she was at Liberty, she's taking this very, very well. Very good girl. I'm gonna keep it simple today. It is rapidly heating up. I should really come even earlier in the morning. I'm interrupting this because it had a bit of anxious energy in it. And I just want to make sure that however we end the session is in a good state of mind. I'm not going to be over asking. There's an enormous amount of these nasty, big, stinging deer fly on her. You are a good girl. Good girl. Sorry, sweetie, but that was a nasty big one. Good girl. Her right is the more challenging side, so I'm not surprised that she exhibits a little bit more anxiety to the right. Good girl. Nice. Good girl. And that's why I am happy with the slightest try, the slightest improvement. keep whacking her because these nasty critters are eating her. I know, sweetie, there's one right at your face. This takes far longer than normal. She's not in a great working frame of mind. That's much better. The head is nice and low. If I can get a circle to the right, her more difficult side, in this state of mind, then I am happy. Good. That's what I want. Very good girl. Super. Let's see if she can come back to that previous walk with the head nice and low. Good girl. Walk on. There. Good girl. Good girl. There. Enough. It was a bit of a challenging day today. The heat, the deer fly. And I think it might have been as much as like 5 days ago since I last was here. I was intending to come back at the weekend, but then something else showed up for me. And this comes to show you again that regular work with horses, especially when they're young and still learning a lot, is very important. Because as soon as you skip a few days, you're basically also back to not maybe starting over, but it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And the more routine you have, the more they do this every day, the better. You are a good girl. Fantastic. It's scorching hot, so this is it.